What was Jesus' last meal? Jesus' favorite protest was to gather people to celebrate God's heavenly banquet right here on earth. He would call upon someone who owned a house to throw a feast for all the poor, sick, and despised people they could find. He told everyone that each feast showed what a God-loving country would look like. It was a party where all were invited. Jesus' last meal was more of the same, except that it was even more special since it was a Passover feast. Passover is a celebration of the liberation of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt. In it, special dishes are prepared and the wine flows freely. But it is also a feast of remembrance, where ritual, scripture readings, and foods like unleavened bread remind them of the price of liberty. Jesus chose this feast to remind his friends not only of their history, but also to remind them of what he was trying to teach them. The price of liberty is love and service, not hatred and violence. Jesus' ancestors did not fight their way out of Egypt. God found a way to free them. And God did not ask them to hate their enslavers. In fact, part of the Passover ritual is to pray for the Egyptians drowned in the Red Sea, for they are also God's children. But even after washing his followers' feet and declaring he was willing to give his own body and blood for their freedom, the disciples still didn't get it. They asked to be princes of his kingdom. They brought swords to the banquet. One even betrayed him to the police, probably because Jesus didn't fit his image of a warrior king. But after Jesus' death, they began to understand. Time and time again, when they performed acts of hospitality, healing, and especially feeding the hungry, they felt Jesus' presence. So whenever they broke bread together, they realized that Jesus' Last Supper was only the beginning. Wherever there is love and service, God's kingdom is there. Will you help prepare the feast?